on your David Graham Sports Report.
The new Sports Report is brought to you by Mosier & Son Construction, Bob's Merchandise on Nevada Avenue, Cash Express and Pond in the Old Whiteway Shopping Center, Kirk Pierce Construction. Ask about the USDA grant for senior citizens today. Mosier's Amazing Grace Car Wash and Detail. Cumberland Gap Medical. Ask about our sports physicals and how to make online payments. If it's high school, middle school, Dixie youth football, soccer, basketball, elementary school, and more. If it's local, it's on the program. And now, on with the show.
You're watching David Graham Sports Report!
Welcome to the new Sports Report Friday edition. This edition is brought to you by your friends at Kirk Pierce Construction, Cumberland Gap Medical, Bob's Merchandise, Cash Express and Pond, Mosier & Son Construction, and Mosier's Amazing Grace Car Wash and Detail.
100%. Kirk and his team completely brought my vision to life of my dream kitchen. Oh, Kirk and his team were here the day that he told me that he would be here, the time of day he told me he would be here, and they stayed until it was finished and paid a lot of attention to detail, which was important to me.
And that was another satisfied customer of Kirk Pierce Construction. Amanda Brown and Cumberland Gap Medical reminds us your season starts here.
Well, all a patient needs to do is come in and sign in on the schedule, and a sports physical doesn't even take 15 minutes. We listen to the heart rate, we listen to the lungs, we make sure that all the joints are working well, and of course we've got to be sure we've got good vision if we're going to be playing sports. So we do all of that, and you're in and out in 15 minutes.
Call for an appointment today at 423-201-9799. There's a huge clearance sale going on right now at Cash Express and Pond in the old Whiteway Plaza next to Long John Silver's A&W on Jacksboro Pike. Tools, musical instruments, iPhones, cameras, and much, much more, all on sale right now at Cash Express and Pond. Wow. Be sure to apply for your prepaid Visa debit card while you're there. You never know what you'll find at Cash Express and Pond in the old Whiteway Plaza next to Long John Silver's A&W on Jacksboro Pike. Stop by and see us today, 423-494-7053. Not much going on in high school sports, but we did leave a few things out of last week's sports report. Rebecca Mongar had her camp with former Carson Newman legend Vicky Casey Hollifield, who was a 12-time NCAA tournament champion with 1,161 career wins in her 33-year career with the Lady Eagles. They had 37 girls in the 2019 Play Like a Champion softball camp at Campbell County High School. The next week they had a camp in Oneida. Not as many girls came out for that one, but still a good camp. Rebecca Mongar just finished up her 10th season at Campbell County High School, and she's looking at the future of her team. And I got to tell you, they look better this year than they did last year due to the fact that she still has the core of her team coming back. She lost 2 starters, but most will be back. So excited about the future of Lady Cougars softball, and super excited to be bringing you more games this year live on the WLAF Turner Sports Network with Lindsey Tomlin and myself. Cameron County High School baseball coach Chris Mays he's been playing some summer baseball, but nobody gave us a schedule, so we don't know when they play or if they play, and so we can't comment on that. We do know that no one is doing anything during dead period, which started last Thursday and will go for 2 weeks, so we don't have a lot on today's show, but once dead period is over, we're back on. Cougar anglers competed in the 10th annual high school fishing World Finals and National Championships in Florence, Alabama this past week. And we here at the Sports Report want to brag on 4 of our guys just a little bit for you if we may. The Cougar fishing program just keeps growing year in and year out as they not only compete on the local stage, but this past week they competed on the world stage representing Campbell County. Representing Campbell County was Riley Faulkner and Austin Smith. They were on one team. Dalton King and Jared Ellison were in another boat on another team. Gabe King is the fishing coach up there at Campbell County High School, and I no doubt is very proud of the way the program has grown from not just district or state or even the nationals, but the world stage. And to compete with over 300 other teams from all over the world, that's pretty impressive to say the least, and we're very proud of these guys. The event took place in Florence, Alabama, as we said. A share of $2.7 million was at stake. I spoke with Riley Faulkner, who told me they done well on day one, but they didn't bring in the Gilly Monsters on the next day, and they fell out of competition. But you know what? It's all about finding that good spot. The same with Dalton King and Jared Ellison, who just couldn't find that sweet spot, according to Dad Mike King. But still, we here at the Sports Report are very proud of all four young men on competing and representing us very well. Now, next year's event will be in Wisconsin. While we were up at Campbell County High School covering the football camp just recently, we went into the weight room and saw 8 young men and women working out in a track camp of sorts, put on by Campbell County High School track coach Chris Schaus. He's working with the Knoxville Youth Athletics. Knoxville Youth Athletic program designed to keep kids active during the summer months. Now, if you're looking for ways to keep your kids active through the summer, Knoxville Youth Athletics has a couple of great programs to jumpstart their fall fitness program. You need to check them out. They have a summer camp cross-country program. They plan some events, and that's what I'm interested in. In the one in Cove Lake on September the 4th through the 5th, they will have a cross-country event down there. Also, they have events in and around the Knoxville area where your child can participate if they're either in high school or middle school. And to find out more, you can simply go online to www.knoxvilleyoutathletics.org, and there you will get all the information you need, so go check them out. Now, if you need to know more and you know Chris Schaus, you see him out, hey, just go up and talk to him and ask him. He'd be happy to help you out. Amanda Brown and Cumberland Gap Medical reminds us your season starts here.
Well, all a patient needs to do is come in and sign in on the schedule, and a sports physical doesn't even take 15 minutes. We listen to the heart rate, we listen to the lungs, we make sure that all the joints are working well, and of course we've got to be sure we've got good vision if we're going to be playing sports. So we do all of that, and you're in and out in 15 minutes.
Call for an appointment today at 423-201-9799. There's a name that is rapidly becoming a name you can trust. Kirk Pierce Construction is becoming a company that shows up on time, finishes the job on time, and just the way you want it. Whatever your home improvement project, call on Kirk Pierce Construction today, making your vision come true. That's exactly what we do at Kirk Pierce Construction. Call today, 423-912-4280 or 423-907-2439. Mosher's Amazing Grace Car Wash and Detail. We're located just below the courthouse in Jacksboro on the right. Family owned and operated, free pickup and delivery. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, 9 to 12 on Saturday. We will stay longer if needed. Call today, 423-494-2594 or 423-912-1600. Whether it's a simple car wash or a complete detailing, call Mosher's Amazing Grace Car Wash and Detail today. In middle school, want to tell you about another basketball camp, Wynn Basketball Camp. They have them on Thursdays at West La Follette and Saturday at Wynn Elementary. Both camps start at 5 o'clock and they last till 7 o'clock at both locations. So get up there if you want to learn a few tricks of the trade in basketball, and we'll try to get up there and check it out and bring you back a full report. News out of Rockwood, our 10 and under team won over Kingston Tuesday night 15-5 after being down 5-2 at one point in the game. They are locked into the state in Sweetwater no matter what happens on Thursday night. And on Thursday night they played Kingston again and they lost 14-12 But at one point, our boys were way down 14-2, and they came storming back, but so did the storm, so did the lightning and the rain, and they only got one game in, but our boys lost, and they played again Friday night, but at the airing of this program, we will get that on next week, and we'll tell you all about it. And next week also, we'll know where everyone's playing and when they play. Now the 12 and under team just keeps scratching, clawing, and doing what they have to do to win, as they won over a kind of a disgruntled Harriman team Tuesday night, 10-7. They did not show very good sportsmanship, but we ain't gonna say nothing about that. Now they played Kingston this Thursday to determine the number 1 and number 2 seed. They too are locked into the state, and it will be played at Fairview. Now that's toward Nashville. I hope you caught this game on the WLAF being Entire Sports Network, but you know what? Last Thursday night we were calling it the La Follette Mulch and Stone Network because we were sponsored by La Follette Mulch and Stone. Tyler Kirby and Brian St. John, they were good enough to sponsor that broadcast, that Dixie Youth game, and so want to certainly thank them, and I want you to go by and thank them. They're located downtown La Follette. That's La Follette Mulch and Stone. Go by and see them and say thank you for supporting our area youth. All right, now, so let's look back. Let's recap, shall we? 6 and under. Now, they will play Thursday, July the 4th, 10 a.m., that's Central Standard Time, by the way, against Pleasant View, and then 4 p.m. Central Standard Time against Fairview, and then Friday, July the 5th, against Summertown. So there's your 6 and under. Now the 10 and under, they're in Sweetwater, just about 20 miles on the other side of Knoxville on 75 South. We don't have any times, we don't have any dates yet, but once we get them, we'll pass them along to you. And also, same goes for the 12 and under. The state will be at Fairview, that's near Nashville. Coaches are Kurt Owens, Brian St. John, Daniel Lawson, and Casey Lawson, and we want to thank coaches and all the players and all the parents for all the information. When we couldn't be at the games, they helped us out tremendously, done a great job, and we thank them for it. But once we get all the information for you, we'll pass it along to you. And I also want to remind you, go to www.1450wlaf.com, and we'll pass that information along to Jim Freeman up there so he can have it on the website, so you will be informed. The Campbell County Youth Soccer League will have a soccer camp starting July the 1st through the 3rd at the soccer field behind La Follette Elementary School from 9 to 11:30. It will cost $45 per player. You'll receive a camp t-shirt, and it's for ages 3 through 15, so please have shin guards, soccer ball, and if possible, cleats. Instructors will be Daniel Lansley and Mike Riley. Drinks and snacks will be on sale at the concession stand. If you have any questions, you can call Mike Riley at 423-912-2178 or Facebook under Campbell County Youth Soccer. And don't forget their fall sign-ups start Wednesday, July the 3rd from 5 to 6:30 p.m. up at the soccer field. It will cost $50 per child for ages 3 all the way up to 14. Now that price includes a complete uniform, jersey, shorts, and socks. And the last day for sign-ups will be on Saturday, July the 20th from 9 to 12 lunchtime. Well, we didn't get this on the program last week either, I don't believe. The La Follette Youth Baseball Softball, the girls' softball season is over after their championship game at Pine Park. Saw the Impact Sliders defeat the Hurricanes to advance to the championship game against the winner of the Ignite versus Lady Diamonds in the 10 and 13-year-old girls softball game, with the Lady Diamonds coming out on top. So your championship game was set. Impact Sliders versus the Lady Diamonds. The Lady Diamonds had a 6-1 lead in the 4th inning, and it looked like it was over for the Impact team, but they came storming back. They scored 6 big runs of their own to take a 7-6 lead, and in the last inning, with the Impact ahead in that game 7-6, I get excited, I'm sorry. But the Lady Diamonds came back to score 2 runs to win in a very good ball game, 8-7. Great competition, great games, and I know Chris Smith was very proud of all the teams, although he wouldn't let me interview him. He doesn't like the camera all that much. For many years, Campbell County High School has had a very good golf program. Everybody knows that. They've always done well from middle school all the way up to the high school level. But like everything else, it has to start somewhere, and today we look at a local boy who has done very well for himself, Todd Bergen. Todd Bergen is just one of the many greats from right here at home. There will be a local boy representing La Follette at the Warren Golf Club at the University of Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana, which will be home for next week's U.S. Senior Open Golf Championship. Wow. Todd Bergen, who lives in Knoxville now, but he grew up in La Follette, will be one of the amateurs competing in this year's U.S. Senior Open. Todd told WVLD it was kind of a shock. It took a couple of days for it to set in, but I'm going to be playing in front of all those people and on television and all that stuff that goes around that. Todd went on to say, it's a U.S. Open. I mean, 50 and above, but I get to play with the guys you've seen on TV. Growing up, I mean, these are guys I've watched all my life. To be there on this range with them, competing against them, is a dream come true. And Todd will leave for South Bend on Sunday and even play a practice round on Monday. Registration will be inside the stadium up at Notre Dame. Todd is a club champion at Holston Hills Country Club, and by winning down there, he qualified for the USGA Senior Men's Open. In a phone conversation I had with him Wednesday, we found out a few things about Todd. Todd graduated from Campbell County High School in '87, played for the Campbell County High School golf team under a couple of coaches, Jim Agee first and then Ken Hicks. He still has family that lives right here in La Follette, mom, brother, and aunt, so he still has connections to La Follette. He was very excited. This is the biggest event he's ever been in, he told us. Not paired with any pros just yet or anybody. He finished his practice round Wednesday and got to meet Tom Watson. Also, if he makes it past the first two rounds, that's when they have the cut. On Friday, he may be paired with a pro. Who knows? He told us also that he's glad the folks back home are rooting for him. It really means a lot to Todd. He wants to do well, and he wants to thank everyone for their support, and we wish Todd all the best. And before we go, you know, old David doesn't normally have heroes unless it's Jesus Christ. But that's there. On earth, I don't have any heroes until now. I have one hero, and that's Landon Addington. Here's something I never knew about this young man. Landon Addington is a triple sport athlete. I knew that. But he's living with cystic fibrosis, a disease that affects the breathing and internal organs. In this story, you will watch a young man whose life will get challenged in drastic ways, but through determination and dedication, his story will soon inspire you also to have no excuses for what you want out of life.
We are coming to you live from the Hill in week 2 of Tennessee High School football action, where tonight the Campbell County Cougars in all blue just came roaring out on the field at El Holt-Gossett Stadium.
Here's the snap. Quarterback draws right up to the 40, to the 35. Has some blockers to the 25, to the 20. All the way down to the 10, to the 5. But he's in the touchdown. Wow. Touchdown, Campbell County. No penalty flags.
My name's Landon Addington. I play football, basketball, and baseball for Campbell County High School, and I have cystic fibrosis. I found out I had cystic fibrosis when I was 9 years old. I found out because my sister was tested for it when she was 2, and they figured CF was a genetic disease, so they figured they might as well just test me too.
For a child to have cystic fibrosis, you have to have 2 parents that are carriers. So me and him both come back carriers. So when we had him tested, Landon was positive as well.
Your body produces an excess amount of mucus. It can go in your lungs, in your pancreas, anywhere in your body really. You just, basically you lose like a lot of fluids also.
Landon was this little ball of wanting to be refused. He didn't want to believe that he had cystic fibrosis. So he didn't want to do any of the medicines. He didn't want to do any of the treatments. He battled us all the way through. He's like, if I have to do the treatments, if I have to do the vest, I'm going to run. So he would go and he would do basketball, baseball, and football. He would go do 3 practices. So instead of doing the vest for 20 minutes twice a day, he would go and do 3 to 6 hours of practice every single day.
My dad got me into sports when I was about 3 or 4 years old. As a kid, me and him used to always watch sports together, and I always wanted to play, be like them. I always wanted to make him proud, do something that made him happy. So that's what I did. I figured sports would be that way to do it.
he was always gone, on the move from one thing to the other. He never sat still, and he would do his best from, you know, if he was going from one game to the other, we would put the vest on him in the car, and that's how he would get his treatments done.
You can use it on soft, medium, or intense. What we're on right now is soft. That's medium, and that's intense. As you can tell by my voice, it really shakes you.
You know, Landon is the type of kid that's not going to set limitations on himself. You know, he's always going to try to be the guy that overcomes anything that's at him. But as a coach, sometimes you kind of expected him to come in, with a reason why he couldn't do something that day. Sometimes you could hear it in his breathing where he would be struggling just a little bit, or maybe something he had to go to the doctor the day before, or some routines he has to do at night when he gets home.
When I get tired, I just think it's because I'm tired. I'm out of stamina. I never really think it's of cystic fibrosis. Because most people with this disease, they'll die at 37, is what the internet says or whatever. But because most people, they won't be able to breathe. They'll die on their own spit. They'll die on their own mucus. That's why they have to go to the doctor or stay at the doctor for months on end. I mean, sure, sometimes I've been short-winded and not really been able to breathe. Heck, at one point, 80% of my airway was blocked because of the mucus that's got clogged up in my throat. Kids with cystic fibrosis who can't be within 5 feet of each other because their immune systems start to attack each other.
Last year when he did get around the cystic fibrosis patient, another person with cystic fibrosis, he did get really sick. He lost 25 pounds. He was out of school quite a bit, and he did realize, hey, look, I am really sick. He does have to keep up the activity, or he's going to realize, that it's there. Later on in life, if he don't keep up his activities and his exercising, it's going to come back.
Snap. Looking downfield, here's some pressure. He's going to step up and run. He's going to throw the football to Devlin Hooks, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, all the way down to the 35-yard. Landon Addington is 11 of 15, 214 yards and 3 touchdowns. Christian Chance, 3 receptions, 119 yards and 2 touchdowns, and it's been pretty awesome. Takes the snap, quarterback draw across the 35 all the way down to the 30-yard line. And the ball came out, and are they saying that he's down, or is he saying it's a fumble? We're going to find out.
The more important thing to me is that he's very slow getting up.
Yes, he is.
He appears to be in pain. It's a little concerning for me.
Who are we going to see now? There's going to be 7 seconds and counting down, and Campbell County just came up short. The final score is Gibbs 34, Campbell County 27.
Anytime when your leader and your quarterback goes down and they don't see him out there, it's a mental game. But we got a bye week coming up, so we got 13 days to figure it out before we go play PAL.
There was a big pileup at the line of scrimmage, there was nowhere to run. I get hit in the knee first, it knocks me off balance. I start trying to run backwards because I didn't want to go down. My leg gets trapped on the ground, so I'm getting hit with my knees on the ground like this. Another kid comes in and hits me up top, and my knee just snaps.
That Gibbs game was one that we were playing really phenomenal on offense the first half. He'd already thrown for maybe 250 yards at halftime. Probably one of the best games he had played as a quarterback for us.
I didn't want to lay on the field, so I just got back. I got up and hopped off the field, and I was pissed. I threw my helmet. I got on the table, and she was telling me that it was my knee. I was like, yeah, I know it's my knee. What part? And she said it might be ACL, might be MCL. We won't know till tomorrow. Then I had to go get my MRI, and thank God it was just an MCL.
All those reasons add up, and you think, eventually, you can only handle so much as a person, or, physically and mentally and emotionally. But, Landon just was the guy that wasn't going to do that. As a coach, sometimes you anticipate it because sometimes you do hear excuses, but, he doesn't. He looked at them, as those limitations he did have. He wasn't going to allow those to get in his way of enjoying and making the most of his high school football career.
I guess some upside, some downside to the week away. Almost 2 weeks for Landon to heal and maybe be ready to go tonight. But you want to get that taste of that last game, that loss, out of the way tonight as well.
I couldn't walk on it. I couldn't even walk on it a day before the game, or 2 days before the game.
Snap is Addington looking, passes away. It's over the head and into the arms of Devlin Dukes and all the way down to the 1 yard line. Over the head of the would-be defender and into the hands of Devlin Dukes. That was a beautiful pass.
What a catch. Yeah, beautiful.
It was really tough to overcome because I was a dual threat quarterback changed to a pocket passer middle of the season.
Snap looks good, passes away, wide open is Schaus. It's complete to the 45.
I was honestly a little terrified of what would happen if I got hit again, if it would rupture anything else in my knee. Because like if that happened, I'd probably be out for the rest of the football season, the rest of basketball season, probably most of baseball season. My senior year would be done. So I knew the risk going into it, but I was willing to take those risks just to not miss my senior year of football.
I think a lot of the things that Landon goes through on a daily basis, help prepare him for things as a high school student, and what will prepare him even when he gets out of high school, and how he handled just anytime things didn't go his way. Sometimes you never really would notice it. He just came to work every single day and never really talked about anything that he was going through. He was more about just what he could do to make the team better, and as a coach, you can't ask for anything better than that from a kid.
He don't look down the future as CF's going to kill me. He looks like, I could drive down the road and get killed in a car accident. So I'm just going to live day by day, do the best that I can, make the most of every day.
Playing football and being a quarterback, being a leader is who Landon is, but the way he responds every single day, it's really about, that's who he identifies himself as. And even though he may not even realize it, the impact he made on our team and our community and me as a coach is something that's just all about perspective.
All right, once again, we want you to go out and see our sponsors, Kirk Pierce Construction. Ask about their senior grant program. Cumberland Gap Medical, they offer sports physicals right now. So you're getting your little football team ready? Call them up at Cumberland Gap Medical at 423-201-9799 and ask them about sports physicals. They'll fix you up. Mosier's Amazing Grace Car Wash and Detail. Cash Express and Pont. Bob's Merchandise on Nevada Avenue, and Mosier & Son Construction. Okay, next time you're out and about, stop by and thank them for helping me do what I do, and what I do is promote your babies in athletic competition. All right, that's going to close down this week's edition of David Grimm Sports Report. Thank you guys for being with us. Good Lord willing, we'll see you in here next time. Be blessed, and we'll see you soon, okay? Okay. Pitch. And that's strike three. And down goes Harriman, and Campbell County wins the game as the umpires go crazy.